For many of us, learning to drive is one of the major transitions into adulthood, and it can become even more memorable when a father is the one doing the teaching. Can he pass on his knowledge before his child passes out from anxiety or just jumps out of the car? Wendy Miyake's story answers such questions in ways that just might call up some memories for a few of you. Daryl Punia reads Justice Driving by Wendy S. Miyake.
I think what my dad no can understand is that I'm not Aaron. Even though, I get the same last name, Shimomura. Anna can do what Aaron can, like drive. As on Shimomura, I'm supposed to ripen into a good driver. You know, like those nature shows my dad watch on PBS, where the guy with the good deep voice says, and with a special time-lapse photography, we can see the blooming of the water lily. And then you see the flower open up right before your eyes. My dad says driving's supposed to be like that. Supposed to be one part of my puberty. Natural as growing one mustache. Me, I scared drive. I scared for see my dad's face when I no can operate his European 4-door, 5-speed, air-conditioned automobile that he will win from Foodland. But ever since Aaron gone, my dad like me learn. Soon. My first Saturday out, we go down Wailua. I'm so relieved. Because shame, learn how to drive on your own street when you no can do them. My dad tell me on the way down Kamehameha Highway, you gonna learn stick shift. I know Mr. Kawamoto ain't gonna teach you automatic, but I gonna teach you stick shift. I only buy the kind stick shift because automatic, the car gonna control you. Standard, we control the car. My dad pat the steering wheel like it was a dog that he been trained. When we get to a nice straight road running next to the sugarcane past Wailua High School, my dad pulls the Volvo over to the side. He leaves the car running and we trade seats, passing each other with high fives in front of the car. I move the seat up, otherwise I can reach the pedals. Then I pull my seatbelt on and grip the steering wheel. My dad sits next to me, ready for the ride into the sunset. Okay, standard not that different from the automatic. Just the paddle work kind of different and kind of tricky. But no worry, you're going to pick them up fast because you and Shimomura. And don't you ever forget it. I look at him and smile that he's so confident that I can do them. Now just press the clutch in, the pedal on the left. I press them in. Press them all the way now. Affirmative, I nod. Keep them pressed in now. Then go shift the gear. You go put a gear shift to the left, then up. Left, then up. That's right, Smiley. That's first gear. Then take off the parking brake. Affirmative. I shift the gear. I release the parking brake. Now slowly press the gas and release the clutch at the same time. Okay, right now I'm scared. Because there's so many things to remember. But I think I can do them. I slowly lift my foot off the clutch and press the gas real little bit because who knows what will happen if I press them too much. Less is more, right? The engine dies. I look to my dad, still smiling. That's okay. Keep the clutch pressed in and take the gear out. He pulls up the parking brake. I start the car again. It rumbles to a start. We do this 7 more times. The 7th time, I get the Volvo moving in a slow putter. I did them. I'm so happy. I never realized the Volvo, the tank disguises one station wagon, drifting toward the sugar cane. Watch out the sugar cane, my dad screams. No worry, Dad, I'm thinking. We only on the shoulder, the pretend road. Gee, Smiley. He shake his head. Look and see if get car coming. His voice sounds more calm now, I think. He talking loud instead of screaming. Get one whole line of cars coming. Okay. Press the brake, then the clutch, then wait. We waiting. I can hear my dad breathing heavily. More loud than my heartbeats. The last car passed, then it's our turn. Oh, I'm so nervous. I slowly let go of the brake and work the gas and clutch again. I get it going and quickly turn onto the highway, almost swerving into the outer lane. My dad screams again, pointing furiously at the car. God funny, you don't can see the car or what? I turn, look at him real quickly. His hand gripping the sheepskin cover so tight, I think he ripping off the wool. Shift, you don't can stay in first gear forever, you know. I look down away from the road at the numbers on the gear. Shift. My eyes look at him and wonder. No, watch the gears, watch the road, my dad screams. The car will start to drift toward the sugar cane again. Second, shift to second. I glance quickly at the gears again, and then shift to second, third, fourth. I should have known my dad was going to put me through his own kind of schooling. He's not your typical father. He's worse. Every time we go down, he yells out the window on the freeway. If you can't drive it, park it and milk it, lady. Then he turned to me and said, I got that from Carol Burnett, and so useful on the freeway. Then he go tailgate one slow driver, trying to force the driver out. Or he go change lanes, and as he passed the driver, he turned his head real slow and give major stink eye. He's a true believer in the left lane law. Drive like you mean it, or get the hell out. That's not all. He calls the numbers on the back of those big trucks. You know, how am I driving? Call 3952000. One time, my dad and I stayed driving to town, and this big white truck was speeding down Cam Highway. And then he cut right in front of us. Oh, my dad, he whipped out his cellular phone like Clint Eastwood. And then he go dial a number so fast, kind of like the cashiers at Star Market. All this comes from my dad's belief in the greater karma of the road. Translation, you're going to get yours if you cut in front of me. One time, my dad driving along, minding his own business, and this blue Honda cut in front of him. Oh, my dad starts swearing, you know, F this, that stupid, you know what? Then about 5 seconds later, a car cut in front of the Honda. My dad, I know, sees this, and he grinned. Good for you. He said, and I know he feel all good inside, like Buddha working for him or something. We make the turn into Mokuleia Beach parking lot. I forget that I got a shift. I brake. The Volvo jiggles like jello. Well, actually, it jerks. Coughs that phlegm, coughs, and does that kind bronchial woo 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 until it almost die. Downshift, my father screams. I just press the clutch in because he never teach me downshift. We coast into the parking lot and I stop, pull up the parking brake, and take the car out of gear. I look to my father, who perspires like Mr. Kawamoto, but whose voice isn't nice, but hard and mean and distracting. After unclutching his hand from the sheepskin cover, removing his leg from his imaginary brake, and removing his body and imprint from the seat, my dad takes over the driving and we go home. Not for today. He tells me in one weary voice. Oh, my eyes tearing up. I try to suck it all back in. On the way home, I thinking and sniffling. I thinking, what happened? I mean, my dad, when he take me go get my permit, he was all proud. I was sitting in Waihoa police station reading the questions. I look back at my dad every so often. He smile at me, lift his eyebrows in one silent cheer, and give me one shaka sign with his hand. When I pass, my dad put his arm around my shoulders, and I feel so proud I never disappoint him. Mr. Kawamoto, the driver's ed instructor, had a very calm and soothing voice. So I was still hopeful in the automatic yellow Ford Escort with no power steering. His voice was smooth like caramel bat, made me dream that one day I was going to be a great driver. Even when I bumped the curb 7 times, trying for parallel park. Even when I almost banged Principal Murakami's car because I put the gear in reverse instead of drive. And when I almost forget the brake at the intersection and Mr. Kawamoto had to press his special security brake. He just perspired and he said in his calm voice, and let's try that again, shall we, Smiley? Even though Mr. Kawamoto publicly decided after my class that he's going to take early retirement, my dad still was confident that getting the actual license, the credit card of choice for freeways and highways alike, would only be days away. When we get home to Milani, I go crying to my mom. I don't care if that's not how boys gotta act. I tell my mom, You try learn from him and see if you don't come home crying. She hold me and stroke my hair. You know, Smiley, your father did the same thing to me. He yelled and screamed, but look, I turned out to be a good driver. You gotta be strong. Don't cry, just drive. Why she never tell me that before? She let me get into the situation without even telling me. I shake my head and go into my room. My bed, I write in my book. I think what my dad no can realize is that I'm not Aaron. Even though I get the last name Shimamura, I no can do what Aaron do, like drive. I never play with cars or oil or grease or anything else dirty and involving gears. But I'm supposed to know. Guys are supposed to know. After that Saturday, I thought my dad not going to hassle me. But then every Saturday, he waited in the garage like one stalker. I no can't even get past the garage for talk to Malcolm next door. He gonna stalk me, man. He gonna stalk me until I go driving. He gonna wait in the garage, cleaning the Volvo with his new chamois skin. And when I go outside, he gonna get me. And you know, I no can say nothing. Saturday, my dad tells me, we go. We don't go straight to Wailua this time. In fact, we never even make it out of the garage. He tells me to go sit in the Volvo with all the windows rolled up. Then he go to the back of the car and turn on one tape recorder real loud. He tell me, you gonna close your eyes, boy, and think what sound that. Get him, Dad. What this? He yelled from the back. I think, maybe ambulance? No, police car, get difference, you know, try again. Another siren. Ambulance? No, tsunami siren. Try again. Another siren. Ambulance. Right. And what you gonna do if you ever hear that sound? I know the answer because I remember them from driver's ed. Move to the curb, move on the side, just move. Good, Smiley. We don't go yet. My father has me do some neck exercises. Driver's side mirror, rear view mirror, passenger mirror, and again. Look the driver's side mirror, and again. He doing it with me too. We must have looked like we doing aerobics for our necks. Good thing our windows was tinted. We finally drive down Wailua's side. Before my dad let me out of the car, he looked me straight in the eye and shout, "Can you say liability?" He pronounced every syllable of the word like he want me to experience the whole entire meaning. I look at him real hard. Then he would go yell again like some military officer. "Say it! I said say it!" He made me feel like I gotta drop down and do push-ups while saying it. I got my hand on the door handle just in case things get ugly. I mumble under my breath, "Liability." Good. You know what that means or what, huh? I shake my head. It means you screw up on the road and hit somebody, guarantees we're going to lose everything. Everything, I tell you. I'm going to have to pay for your mistake. Your children going to have to pay. You understand, huh? Liability. He says again, squinting his eyes at me. He orders me out of the car and we trade seats again. No more high fives this time. No more even high 3 or 2. Maybe he might get one high 1 and you know which one going to be. Remember what I went to teach you last time. Shift, downshift, and watch the damn road. I press in the clutch, shift the gear left and up into first, release the parking brake and check the road. No cars. I slowly press the gas and ease the clutch. I can feel my dad wincing, hoping, willing that I can get him. The engine whines, then dies. Not enough gas. He looked straight ahead with his arms crossed. I stop the car and try again. The Volvo, the big tank, jerks forward. I smile. I bumble down the shoulder, constantly looking in the back to see if I get any cars. One car coming. I think I can make them. Don't even think about it. Wait, my dad tells me. The car passes. I try the clutch gas thing again. This time I press the gas too much and we burn rubber. I look side-eye and I see my dad press the ground with his right foot like one horse. Just like he no can speak anymore, so he keep pressing the ground. Finally, the words come in a blast. Brake! Use your brakes, stupid! I brake real hard and the engine gurgles and dies because I won't forget to press the clutch. The car coming behind me. Oh, I panic. My hands don't know what to do. My dad yelling commands at me. I start crying. Stop the car! Hurry up! The car coming! I stop the car, shift and burn rubber again. My dad pointed to Camp Erdman and we coast into the parking lot. Get out of the car! He screamed. He hops out the passenger side and slams the door. It bangs closed like one tank. Then he go round to the driver's side so mad. Look like he would forget his slippers and the ground burning his feet. I walk around the back because I like to avoid him and he jumps into the driver's side. I continue crying as I get in the car. We never even talk on the way home. I sniffle my last cries of shame and hurt, and my dad slowly breathes out his disappointment. You gonna cry, yeah? No come driving anymore. I stop crying. When we come home, he get on the phone to Mr. Kawamoto. I know he may save the number for emergencies like today. Hey, Mr. Kawamoto, this Mr. Shimamura, Smiley's dad. You ain't teach my boy anything or what? I take him driving and he no can do him. Yeah, but you the teacher. What you ain't teach him? He no can do him. I know you enjoying your retirement, but if my boy cannot do him, I gotta blame somebody. And the most logical person is you. My mom stay on the side. Steve, not for it. It's not his fault, Steve. My dad look at her. I guess she get good eyes. The kind puppy dog kind, because he let up on Mr. Kawamoto. Well, maybe we go try again. Sorry, for bother you. But I know we're not going to try again. I'm getting smaller and smaller, but my ear getting bigger and bigger like one of those old record players. My dad is there like a giant screaming in my ear. Shift, brake, shift, brake. Stupid. Watch the road. Don't ride the clutch. Stop the car. Downshift. Look at all your mirrors. Stupid. Don't look at your feet. Shift, damn it. Shift. The gear shift grows so big like one Victorian streetlight. And I cannot move it left and up or left and down. I cannot move it at all. The pineapple bugs follow me from Wailua, and they're all hitting the windshield. Pop, 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 pop. Like hard rain. I try to drive slow because the pineapple bugs careening like suicidal maniacs into the window. Amazing their bodies don't splatter against the windshield like other insects. And I'm driving, and it's night in Mililani. We go on Lanikuhana Avenue, but it never ends. I never get to where I'm going. I'm lost! I'm screaming as I get up, throw off the covers, my eyes tear-filled. I'm never going to drive again. I never even understand why I have to drive. I got nowhere really to go. Aaron comes over the next day while Dad's at work. He asks Mom about the swollen eyes, the silence in the house, and why I keep mumbling the word shift and brake to myself. She whispers to him, he took him driving. And he shakes her head. My brother smiles and comes to me with his large arms that hold me and make me feel warm inside. Smiley, you know when I start driving, yeah? You know what Dad will make me do? I untangle myself from his arms. What? The bugger, he will make me figure out how long going to take for payoff one $3 million settlement if someone sues us for liability. And then how long you figure going to take? Too long. I gotta pay them, and then my family gotta pay, and then my children gotta pay, and then their children. No end with me. What they have to do with driving? Dad just like make you one better driver so that you don't have to pay all that money for being one bad one. I know, but you never seen him like this. He's mean. He screams in my ear every time we go out there. Well, Aaron pauses. Well, maybe I can go teach you. We get into his Honda Accord. He was like Mr. Kawamoto, calm. He never even yelled, even when the engine went die at one intersection. I went see to that, get one opening to Lanikuhana. I'm so relieved that you can really escape that long street. We never even talk about the license anymore since the second day. My dad just tell our neighbors that I went refuse to drive. But then every Christmas, our family goes to a party at Aunt Francine's house, townside. My dad, he liked drink because all the other brothers on his side like drink and tell stories until real late. But you know how my dad is with liability. And my mom, she get tired for drive home every time. I see her drink wine coolers early in the evening and then drink tons of coffee for wash them down and cover them up. Before, Aaron used to drive us home because he know how. But now, no more one driver. So my dad enlists me for drive. Oh, I go and drive. How I going to drive when I only get a couple practices in Wailua where the only thing you really going to hit is sugar cane? And then don't really feel them. And then, I never had that much practice with Aaron. All night I can't eat. And I don't talk to nobody. I concentrate on shifting the gears and moving my feet, working the clutch and gas. My dad, real mean too. He park him on one hill. You gotta be real good for get him out of that. But he told me that he back him up for me first. Midnight come and it's time for leave. My dad backed the car into the flat driveway and then he give me the keys. My mom get in the back seat and my dad get in the passenger side. Okay, boy, remember what I told you. No embarrass us. Clutch, shift, parking brake, and then clutch gas. Oh, remember? Liability. Get choke cops out tonight, so you better drive good kind. He leaned back in his seat. Okay, what you waiting for? I look ahead into the darkness with just rows of street lights lining the roads. I don't know if I can do this. I wish Aaron was here with me. I slowly start the car, press the clutch, shift to first, release the parking brake, and slowly, yes, slowly make the Volvo jerk forward to one slow. Whoop, 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 whoop. I see side-eye my aunties and uncles smile at me that courteous smile. I know they're thinking, what's my problem? We lurch forward, and I turn down the hill and disappear into the night. At the first big intersection, my palms all sweaty. I keep rubbing the steering wheel, trying to get rid of all the sweat. The light on the other side turned yellow. Gonna be my turn. Red. Okay, here we go. Green. I get the car in gear and I ride the clutch. I put plenty kind gas because I'm so afraid that the engine gonna die on me. Hey, you riding the clutch? My dad says as he looks straight ahead. I think the liquor went dull his senses little. He looked more relaxed than I ever seen him before. We get onto the freeway. H1 ever bound to H2. I'm shifting third, fourth, and then finally fifth. I love the freeway. So easy. All you do is go straight. I lean forward, my face near the windshield, and I'm holding the steering wheel tight. My dad say, hey, stop that. What you think this is, one ship? Oh, I feel seasick, boy. The tires clap over the concrete like on bullet train. I see the aluminum street lights whiz by one after another, lighting up one side of my eye like lightning, then dark again. No need downshift until we get to the traffic lights. But I do them. I feel like one fighter pilot when I shift the gears. I see it up ahead. Norfolk Pines, like welcome pillars to Mililani, and the big intersection of Cam and Lanikuhana. I turn onto Lanikuhana and go straight until I see our street. I pull into our garage, almost banging the Honda Accord. By this time, my dad all sleeping already, so he never see that. I wake my dad and he tell me, good? Good? And he goes stumble into the house. My mom, she smiled at me and touched my hair. You gonna get out of the car? My mom asked me. In a minute. She shakes her head and smiles and then goes into the house. I stay in the Volvo for a moment in awe. I touch the steering wheel and the dashboard and the sheepskin covers. I cannot believe him. It was finally me, Smiley Shimamura, who found the way home.